Hi, my name is Peter Brugger with Ininet. Today I would like to present to our OEM customers our latest development. It's a web-based HMI editor. The idea is to have an editor which runs from a controller in any web browser client. So there is no more PC software needed to design web-based HMIs.
So this is the main view of the editor in the browser. On the right we see the views of the project, which you can edit there. Here we have some buttons calling basic functions to control the tool. This is starting the wizard. The wizard allows us to create some simple projects to get started. A view can be selected, and here we add a new view. We go now to the edit mode. On the right we have the catalog of different objects. When selecting one of these buttons, below a gallery appears showing the available objects. When I press on one of these objects, it will be added to the current view. There is different buttons for the different operations that a button can do. If we want to change the settings, we activate the settings mode, which allows to open a dialog. The dialog is limited to a very basic functionality, so it's very simple by just entering 2 or 3 properties for each object. So we have many different objects for every purpose. We can also use a more complex object like this trending, but the configuration remains very simple. The next thing we see here is the language, multi-language capability, so we can translate the current language tags to 4 different languages. We can now simulate the project, which will just open up another browser window, and we see here some basic functionalities of buttons, page jump, and writing to variables. Close it again. So let me introduce our concept for the Web-HMI editor kit. The idea is to have a complete HMI editor running in a browser, running as a browser HTML5 application, which allows the user to design his user interfaces and also use the browser as a client to run them. The concept is that everything which is needed to do this magic resides on a PLC inside an embedded web server. The concept technically looks like that. So we have the browser client, which should be HTML5 compatible. We have our web server. The web server is attached to the data server, and the data server gets the variables from the PLC. This is what we have for many years now. Additionally, to provide this Web-HMI editor functionality, we have added this code emitter. The code emitter is able to dynamically load and modify and generate pages which are necessary to fulfill this functionality. The code emitter itself accesses the customer's project, so this is the output which is designed by this tool. It also has access to the object catalog, so this contains the complete functionality, all the objects that the editor is able to deliver, and it also contains the HMI editor user interface. So everything, all these elements we see here are also stored as SpiderControl files on the local hard disk. What is the advantages of this HMI editor concept? Of course, this is obvious. We do not need any PC-based tools any longer. All the user needs is an HTML5 compatible web browser for programming. Operating systems are not important any longer. You can use your smartphone, your iPad to do HMI design. So you will never be again on site and having the wrong software. this concept is also very easy to be synchronized with the cloud. So if one controller breaks down and it was synchronized before, you just exchange it, let him synchronize all the software with the cloud again, and it's up and running. And the editor concept that we have implemented here is really optimized for easy operation. So it can be used by almost anyone within a very short period of time. The concept, technically, of our Web-HMI kit is based on our existing SpiderControl Framework. So it's fully compatible with all our editor tools and components that we already have. It creates HTML5 and microbrowser compatible HMIs, so also our microbrowsers can be used as clients to design HMIs. The scalability of all this toolchain is very good as it used to be. So this code emitter that we saw on the previous slide is based on our microbrowser engine, and our microbrowser has proved to run on almost any target and causing a very little memory and performance footprint. So it can be ported, the server can be ported to small microcontroller designs like Cortex-M3. The concept is fully customizable by OEMs, so all the user interface components and the libraries are SpiderControl based. So an OEM can easily develop and maintain his own flavor, his own type of Web-HMI editor based on our framework. So this is what we deliver. We have the framework, and the OEM can do his functionality and maintain his functionality by himself. So using this toolkit, we see basically 3 different kind of products that can be derived from that. The first product would be what we have first explained. So the web server is PLC or controller based. The second product would be a portal solution, a cloud-based Web-HMI editor which allows to design pages that reside in the cloud and not on a controller. And the third product will be based on our microbrowser ActiveX or .NET component. So this allows to create HMI editor component which can be integrated in an existing PC application. So the last product would have nothing to do directly with a web-based editor. It's a .NET component that can be integrated in any kind of existing PC software.
So the product is now available in a beta state, so this is the time to start your project. We are ready to deliver components to be integrated on your systems. I see basically 2 ways to cooperate. The first easy way is to reuse the HMI with the complete look and feel that we have presented before. The second one would be to make a deeper integration, to make a full customization of the editor. So this means we could, in a cooperation, set up the projects in order to allow the customer to define his complete own user interfaces, his libraries, etc. So this is the moment to start now. If you would like to have a meeting and get more information, I would be pleased to visit you. Thank you very much.